everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to start unboxing and getting ready for school. It is getting a little bit late, but we just had such a busy summer that I just really had to postpone starting school. We normally like to do it the first week of August, already be starting, but we're actually going to wind up starting on like the 10th, so it's not too terribly late, but it is a little bit later than normal. As you see, we have our boxes here. This is just Savannah and Colton this year. I didn't order anything for Austin because he's doing that dual enrollment program. And so what I did is I started all of my children in first grade at 4, which is normally like a kindergarten or sometimes like a preschool, kindergarten area. But I just started them in first grade with the thought of, if they don't get it, we can always redo it. And you know, no big deal, no pressure. It's really early, so I mean, if they got it, fantastic. If they didn't, then we would just wait and do it again. My kids all got it, so we were able to move on. And the reason why I did that to where we could move on if they got it was, like Austin right now is in the 11th grade, but he's doing college. So for the past year and a half, from I think he started when he was 15, we did the college entrance exam, and so from 15 to 16 he's going to be doing college, and when he graduates high school he'll have both an associate's in engineering as well as his high school diploma. Now with the dual enrollment, it cost me $35 a semester for him to take the classes. Because I'm a homeschool mom, I also have to pay for books. If you are doing it through your public school, the public school would cover the tuition and the books, but then you're also limited in how many classes you can take. Austin has no limits. As long as he's passing his classes, he has no limits. So we've been doing that, and he's been doing very well. He has almost everything done. He will graduate on time, and it saves me a fortune. Now, it doesn't save me money in the moment because I do still have to pay for the books, but I get to write all that stuff off in taxes at the end of the year, and we get all of our money back. I can't write off the homeschooling stuff, so it's kind of a dual benefit. He gets the college credits, I'm able to help him with his first 2 years of college, and I get to save money on school stuff, which is a win-win for everybody. So anyway, these kiddos now have their books here, so let's get unboxing. Let's see. Ooh, this is a Colton books. All right. Now, these kits come with everything. All I did was I went online to the Abeka website, clicked 4th and 7th grade, the whole kit. We do the DVDs because we found that it takes a whole lot of internet to try to do the streaming, and it just couldn't keep up with the 2. And at that time we had 3, but I've tried it with the 2 of them as well, and it doesn't work out. Now, if you want to try it, Abeka is really great with letting you switch to the DVDs if the streaming doesn't work for you, but it just didn't work for us, and it was better just to have the DVDs. Now, Abeka is pretty sorry when it comes to getting their DVDs back, so if you do return something to Abeka, I highly suggest that you save the receipt from the post office where it shows the weight of the DVDs that you've returned. I would say almost every year I have to prove that I returned my DVDs, so I always save that receipt. So I highly suggest when you're returning your DVDs to Abeka, you save the receipt. Now let's see what we have here. This is Colton's, and the nice thing about Abeka is that I don't have to come up with a plan. I don't have to do a curriculum or anything like that. It all comes together. They've already worked out the curriculum. They've worked out the day-to-day schedule for everything, and you just pop in the DVD. I'm more like a teacher's assistant, grading and all that other stuff, and the DVDs handle everything else. They get to see their own classrooms. They're updated all the time, so whatever current teachers are teaching at Abeka, that's the teachers that are on the DVDs. My kids really like that, and they like seeing the students that they started off with in kindergarten as they progress through the years, which is also kind of nice. Kind of gives them the feeling like they're actually a part of the class. You know, they know what's happening with each teacher, and when they graduate, you can go to Abeka to graduate and they can see all of and meet all of these teachers that they've been working with on the DVDs, which is fun. So anyway, as Colton's going through them all, in the bottom portion of every pack comes the list that's in each individual pack. So I just suggest, I've not had very many problems with Abeka for getting a book or not sending what they were supposed to send. I think maybe of the 10 years we've been doing this, 11 years we've been doing this, one time I've had to have them send something that they forgot, and one time they updated it and they accidentally sent me the old version and not the new version. But they were really great about changing it back and doing what they needed to do. So I just take this and I just go through and I find everything that's on the list and we just look at it and put it up onto the desk. Now this is where I sort their books from my books too. So we have his science, understanding God's world. He has a health. Let's see, here's our history book, United States history. He has his language book. And now these are all their worksheets and stuff like that. Like I said, this is an all-inclusive kit. Everything that they need for school, you're going to get in the kit when you click to just buy the whole kit. And I don't save anything. I know that it costs me more money, and that to be a frugal person, you absolutely could save Savannah's books and things like that and just buy the consumables. I don't do it because they change things and they update things, and I don't want to mess with that. I just want the whole complete kit. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, well, this has changed. Now I have to fight to find it. I don't have time for that, and I don't want to mess with that. But if you're a frugal person, you can just buy the consumables, and you can, reuse her books for him and whatever. It's perfectly fine to do things that way. I just choose not to. So now here's your teacher's ones. All of the teacher's books have these bindings on the spiral bindings. And so I just set those off to the side. He's got his math book. And now this is another thing that I love about Abeka, is that they give you all of their readers. So every book that they're requiring for their students to read, they send to you. So I don't have to go to the library and try to find it. Now they do have other book reports, but there's no set book that you have to read. They say pick a fiction, pick a biography, pick a whatever, and then you just do the book report based on that. But anything where they want you to specifically read it, this book, they send it to you, which is fantastic. And then he's messing with the art books. And then all of these little books are your test booklets. And it'll say up in the corner, teacher's key. Normally the teacher's key is glossy. The student has just a flat cover book, so you can tell the difference between the two. And then they also have the answer keys for the workbooks, which is fantastic. So you don't have to look up anything or do anything. These are all the answer keys to like the comprehension checks in the book and stuff like that. So now here they also have the teacher's key for the activity book, and here's his activity book and the state notebook. I have found that a lot of kids nowadays do not know or barely know where states are and what their capitals are and things like that. So I love the fact that Abeka really concentrates on geography, knowing where countries, capitals, rivers, major mountain ranges are. It's very important to them. And we also do, why don't you turn and see if you can let them see. We do the maps. We have the maps up here on the wall. Turn it back. We have maps up here on the wall. And then we also have these maps over here. I can only reach the one right now. But we do the countries and capitals as well. I want my children to know their geography. So on top of all that, we do geography as well. And then I really like their spelling and vocabulary booklets. They definitely do a whole lot of different words. So this is 4th grade, and he's going to learn peninsula, approximate, compromise, incredible, advantage, genius, heroine, the damsel, not the drug, But they use a lot of different words, and a lot of words that a lot of English classes I think are missing. They've also focused a lot on learning a wide variety of words, a large vocabulary. And what I also like is that when they're working on these words in their spelling lists, they coincide with the reading books. So you'll find that a lot of times whatever words they're learning in spelling, they're also going to use in their readings. So I do like the fact that I think Abeka works very hard to incorporate and to connect each of the classes, which I really, really like. And I don't have the time to do that on my own, so I am blessed that Abeka does every time. So this is another Colton. Somehow we are getting all of Colton's stuff. All you, buddy, all you. These are a lot of teacher keys and such. Yeah, why don't you move your face, Bubby? I've got the knife right here. I'd rather not cut your face. That would not be funny. That would be painful. Okay, so these are just more of the test booklets. So again, this is the best time to start sorting your student and teacher books. Like I said, the student ones have the flat, the teacher ones are the glossy. And I do like the fact that they do speed drills in math. I don't necessarily make my children keep up with the speed, but I do like them trying. I'm not going to mark them as a failing grade if they can't keep up with them, but I do want them to try. And then they give you this. This is like your daily planner for what you're going to be doing. It's called your video manual, but as you can see when you go inside, it gives you a step-by-step for what to do for the day. So on lesson 120, it tells me what pages to pull out, what is expected of them, what I'm supposed to collect, and what I'm supposed to grade. And then in the back of these, they give you examples, like if they want you to do a writing page, they'll give you an example of a good writing sample, and they'll give you an example of like an A, a B, a C, a D, and then they give you these grade things to record their grades. So it's easy for you as the parent to record their grades and keep up with everything. And this is also a cheat to where if you say, okay, well, when's the next quiz in history? Okay, well, there's a quiz in history on lesson 5, 8, 12, 18, 22, 28, 32, 34, 39, and 45. So you can mark on your calendar when they have what test or whatever, and it's easy to find, always in here. And again, you just want to make sure that you're keeping up with your inventory. Another nice thing that Abeka does is they do another reading book where it's a reading and comprehension. So they'll have 3 minutes to read this story, and then they'll have to answer 10 questions in the back about the story that they just read. In 4th grade, I think that they only do one reading and comprehension. But once you get up in the higher grades, like last year, Savannah had 2 reading comprehension books. One was a little bit more difficult than the other. One was like a page and a half of reading, or a page of reading about a specific topic, and then 4 or 5 questions. And then the other one was several pages long. It was more of a short story that they would have to go into and read and answer a few more in-depth questions, kind of, pushing them to think more critically in the readings that they're doing. This one looks like a Savannah. All right. And now because they update everything so often, trying to keep up with the teachers that are there and stuff like that, the books change a lot. Like this is not the same science book that Austin had when he was in 8th grade. So I definitely like just buying it every year. All right. So these are Savannah's. You want to put these on your desk? So she has that's a huge science book. So she has a big science.
That's awesome.
And then now we're getting into history of the world. So Colton was still doing U.S. history, but as you get up into the 7th grade, we're starting to do world histories. And then we have my teacher's manual for math. And now look, all of you, I've heard this more times than I can even count. I'm not real great in math as a teacher, so I'm a little scared to be doing this program because I just don't understand math or whatever. They show you step by step how to do the program or how to do the problems. It is very, very, very easy to figure out. They absolutely break everything down and make it very easy for you to understand. Math is not my strongest suit either, but Abeka breaks it down. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do use a tutor when we get up to a certain age. Most of the time in high school, we have a fantastic tutor around here, and I send my kids to the tutor, but I can get through the majority of their schooling all on my own. Okay, so let's see what else we have. This is my quiz book. These are all mine, you know, because they're glossy. Now here's hers, because it's got the flat, so we're just going to separate all this stuff out. Now I do give her the math quizzes and tests, because it's got her speed drills and things like that, and she can keep that on her desk. I do try to hide all of my teacher keys, because they're just like every other kid. If you give them the opportunity, they are going to try to steal your book. But you just hide it and everything's fine. But, you know, my kids are like any other kids. You know, they just want to do the best they can do. All right, so next box. This one I think might be DVDs.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Now there are some of the DVDs on back order, so we won't have the whole set. But now Abeka is very good about making sure that you have the DVDs that you need to start your classes right away. Now, the next box might be on back order, but they normally get it to you pretty quick.
That's not.
It is not DVDs. So
Must be a kit.
this is spelling and ooh. So now they are definitely upgrading their spelling for her grade, because now this even has like using like the thesaurus and stuff like that. So this is her new spelling book with all of that in there, which is important. I think that kids today probably don't know how to use a lot of that kind of stuff. And now the older you get, I will say this, in the older grades, they do break it down a whole lot more. So each of these classes are individual, independent classes when you get to her age. So I'm going to have an English video manual, a math video manual, a science video manual. They're going to break them all down because the classes are going to be interchangeable. Really, next year, when she hits 8th grade, I'm going to have to decide what classes I want her to take. But you can just do the standard 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all that other stuff. But now when you get up into 9th and 10th, you're going to decide, okay, does he or she want to take French, or does he or she want to take Spanish, or, you know, depending on what language they want to learn. So Abeka does give you options when you get to the high school level, and they give you options as far as what extras you want to do. Like you can do physical fitness, you can do a band program, you can do all that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, like I said, they have all these teacher's manuals. Wow, this is a hardcover on the back. Broken down, so this is her vocabulary and spelling. This is vocabulary and spelling. And this is her literature book. So she definitely is now getting into more literature, which I really like. They definitely get into a lot of different writings from different genres, and they'd even get into like Greek mythology writings and things like that, which are important. And I think that they're important for us to know a lot about the history of books, and I don't know, I love reading, so I love the fact that they go into a lot of different writings and things like that. So this is her grammar and composition. So just take note that literature and grammar were two different classes for Abeka. They're two different sets of books. They may not be two different classes, but they're two different sets of books. So they do not, that just shows you the importance of the two. That they would create their own book and their own program for that, which I also find very important. I'm really big in education. I don't know. I'm not one of those parents who kind of does the homeschooling just to get away without without having to do the school stuff. I love teaching. I love the school stuff. And I love the fact that I am in control of what they learn and what they don't learn. So, now like I said, when you get into higher grades, you do the different manuals. And these are what your manuals are going to look like. These also have their grade, the recording of the grades and things in there. But you know what's yours because they also do the spiral notebooks on the spiral binding on those. All right, so hopefully this one's our DVDs. It's our last box. Here is a hope, and it is.
DVD.
I see some DVDs. Wow, I see a ton of
I
DVDs.
see one DVD.
Watch out. Open the flap.
Ooh, I get a songbook. Ooh, you do? I get a songbook. This one just doesn't want to come out.
It does not want to come out. There we go. Okay, so this is the DVD one. Now, that's the box that I'll probably wind up saving because you're going to have to return the DVDs, and you know the box is big enough because all the DVDs came in that box. So I will probably just fold that one down and save it. Let me close this. Hang on. Hang on. Now, these make it very easy to know which is which. So these are going to be Savannah's because she has the life sciences and the English. But now, as you can see on the DVDs, it'll tell you day 1 through day 59. So you don't have to guess, okay, well, which box is this in? And the boxes tell you right off the bat which ones they are. Now, with her grades, she's going to have to switch the DVDs a whole bunch. Now, with Colton should come as, yeah, these are Colton's. Hang on. Colton's will still be, because he's in the younger grades, he'll still just have 1 DVD a day. So for Colton, you're just going to get this for the 4th grade, and this is 1 through 60, and so he'll just have to have 1 DVD every day. In fact, I think it's 2 days on 1 DVD, so for 2 days he'll be able to keep his DVD in. But now, because Savannah has the different grades that you can choose and the different classes that you can choose, hers are all going to be separate. So she's going to have to change hers a lot. So she's got a Bible DVD, a math DVD, a history DVD, and a science DVD. So you're just going to have to change them out a lot, which is a little bit more of a pain when you get in the older grades. But it's nice if you say, okay, Savannah's doing great in world history, but maybe we need to slow down a little bit in the English or something like that. You can continue on with the histories, but maybe slow down in the sciences or something, but you're not making her repeat a grade, which I think is fantastic. Now, in the younger grades, they just do the grades together, but from 7th grade up, you can pick what you want to do. So let's say that she's maybe not the best in math. You can slow down math. You can use a different program for math. So with the different DVDs and stuff like that, you can break it down and you can help her to keep progressing in the things that she's good at, but maybe slow down a little bit in the things that she doesn't necessarily understand right away without having to hold her back in a grade. So anyway, that is the unpacking of our school. Now we'll probably put all these things together on the desks and break down these boxes and get everything ready. But that's just kind of the breakdown of what they're going to do this next coming up school year. And I appreciate you joining us. And if you like the video, subscribe. And if you have any questions about homeschooling or about the dual enrollment program or anything like that, feel free to ask, because this is a scary thing to get started in, and it's hard sometimes for people to feel confident in homeschooling their children. It's a big responsibility, but it's a big responsibility that is well worth your time, and I find that it is fantastic. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.